Are you really a good person? Or are you just too weak to be a threat? Friedrich Nietzsche asked this question not to insult you. He wanted to wake you up. Much of what you call morality is not virtue, but camouflage. It is a survival strategy dressed in righteousness. We preach humility only because we have no strength to assert our rights to power. We call ourselves peaceful only because we have never been tested for strength. We confuse harmlessness with kindness. This is the first lesson of dark psychology. As soon as you realize that your kindness is just an absence of choice, you will either break or you will begin to find real power. Nietzsche called this slave morality. It is a psychological trap in which the weak convince themselves that their weakness is a conscious choice. Think about it. When you cannot win by force, you rewrite the rules. You call your fear humility, your envy justice, your inability to act patience. He gave a name to this poison, ressentiment, a quiet, simmering indignation that passes itself off as virtue. It is a hidden feeling that everyone who succeeds is corrupt, and everyone who suffers is holy. Dark psychology begins with an honest admission. People do not follow the good. They follow the confident. They follow those who do not apologize for their existence. Weakness does not protect you. It makes you a target. Behind every smile, every handshake, and every "I just want to help" hides what Nietzsche called the will to power. It is not about tyranny. It is a fundamental desire to assert one's will in this world. You feel it when you are afraid to speak out. You feel it when you swallow your opinion for the sake of preserving peace. Most people suppress this drive because they were taught that it is selfish. But suppression does not erase the thirst. It distorts it. It turns into passive aggression, gossip, and quiet sabotage. Masters of psychology do not fight this drive. They direct it. They know that every human interaction is a silent negotiation of influence. In Nietzsche's world, there were no equal relationships. There were only those where the hierarchy is recognized and those where it is hidden. Let's talk about pity. Nietzsche called it a dangerous waste of life forces. Why? Because when you pity someone, you do not help them. You subconsciously assert your superiority over them. You say, "I am strong enough to look down on your suffering." Guilt works the same way. It is an invisible leash on which the herd is held. You should be ashamed for wanting more. You are an elitist because you set boundaries.
Who benefits from your guilt? Who wins when you shrink? Nietzsche's dark insight was that morality is often a tool of mediocrities to pull exceptional people down to their level. To become truly free, you must have the courage to be evil in the eyes of those who want to keep you small. Nietzsche once said, "A tree cannot grow to heaven unless its roots reach into hell itself." The most dangerous person is not the one who is angry, but the one who pretends they have no shadow. When you refuse to acknowledge the capacity for rage, manipulation, and pride in yourself, you do not become a saint. You become a puppet. Integration is the key. You must look at the monster inside you, acknowledge that it has teeth, and then put it on a leash. True character is not the absence of darkness. It is the presence of dark power and the ability to consciously choose how to use it. Those who cannot manage themselves will always be managed by others. If you look long into an abyss, the abyss begins to look back at you. Most people live in a state of anesthesia. They use entertainment, social approval, and small comforts to avoid looking the truth in the eye. The universe is indifferent to your suffering. Nietzsche proposed a test: eternal recurrence. What if you had to live this very same life with all its mistakes and pain again and again for all eternity? If this thought crushes you, you are living someone else's life. If it inspires you, you have found your power. Dark psychology consists of tearing away the cozy veil of lies. The meaning of life is not found, it is created by the strong. Today, the battlefield is not physical, it is mental. We live in the era of the last man. This is the one Nietzsche feared most, a person who strives only for comfort, avoids any risk, and has no star left to follow. The algorithms of modern society are created to turn you into the last man. They need you to be reactive, fragmented, and obedient. They sell you safety in exchange for your soul. The only way to win is to become unreadable, to develop a mind that does not react to every external stimulus. The ability to walk away from the herd, even if it means walking into the cold. Power today belongs to the one who can endure silence and solitude without breaking.
Nietzsche proclaimed, "God is dead." But this was not a theological dispute. It was a psychological diagnosis. He meant that the old structures that gave us meaning and rules have collapsed. For most, this is a catastrophe. Without an external judge, without good and bad, people fall into nihilism. They become apathetic, empty, and easily lend themselves to the manipulations of new ideologies. But for the one who understands dark psychology, the death of God is the greatest liberation. When there is no absolute truth, the truth becomes what you dictate to the world yourself. In the empty space where God used to be, your throne is now located. The one who is not afraid of the void can fill it with their will. While others look for a savior in politicians, brands, or influencers, you realize now you yourself are the source of your own law. This is the highest form of responsibility and the darkest form of freedom. Society teaches us that envy is a sin. Nietzsche's dark psychology teaches that envy is your most accurate compass. We are envious not because we are bad, but because our soul points out to us what we lack for the fullness of power. Envy is the cry of your untapped potential. The weak person tries to destroy the object of his envy. He criticizes, devalues, and tries to remove the one who is better. The strong person uses envy as fuel. He asks, "What is this person that I have not allowed myself to achieve?" Do not suppress your envy. Do not hide it behind a mask of false nobility. Look it in the eye. It is your teacher. It shows you your weak spots and the goals you are afraid to admit. The one who knows how to transform the poison of envy into the energy of self-control becomes invincible. Being dangerous does not mean... And finally, you must understand the price. The path to self-sovereignty is a path to solitude. The herd will always feel a stranger in you. They will call you cold, arrogant, or strange. This is their way of psychological defense. They are trying to drag you back into the warm silt of collective consciousness. Nietzsche said that for higher people, solitude is not a prison, but a sanctuary. It is a filter that strains out the weak and the intrusive. You must not be afraid to be alone. You must be afraid to be like everyone else. Learn to enjoy your solitude. This is the only place where you can hear your own will and not the echo of others' expectations. Solitude is the laboratory where your unique power is forged. Now you stand before a choice. You can close this video and return to the cozy illusions of your goodness and safety. You can continue to be a good person who is simply too weak to bite. Or you can accept Nietzsche's challenge. Tear off the masks, integrate your shadow, turn envy into ambition and solitude into your fortress. The world is not a garden for walking. It is an arena of will. And in this arena, either you define the values or they are defined for you. The abyss is no longer just looking at you. It is waiting for your command. Become who you are and never ask for forgiveness for your strength.